Hello, everyone. In this interview, we will discuss Alex's injury, his recent loss to Jerry, his recent win against Georgi, if he thinks he's the best arm wrestler in Poland, and much more. Doesn't that sound like fun? It's gonna be a great time, isn't it? All right. So my first question is about your injury. So obviously that happened very recently. What was the injury, and have you recovered? What's the deal?
So, the problem of injury, it was not predicted, and it was firstly small injury sometime before, and I was ignoring that. I was thinking it's just small pain because when you train hard, very hard, you always little bit in pain. Like every arm wrestler understand me,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's like a muscle pain, and this is okay. It's like mean that you train really hard, but sometimes you need to listen your body. Actually, I believe now I will be listening my body much more better because so it was happened in the preparation before fight with Artem, but really it was happened sometime before, even before match with Jerry. But I was thinking that it's like usual pain. It was exercise when you do side pressure and with pronator. So it's like you do two things in one. And
Uh-huh.
actually, one of my favorite exercise. It's not something very new or something weird. I was prepared to do a lot of side and do a lot of pronation, but it was like you do it together in one exercise. Yeah, pronation and side. And the pain was, like I said, maybe 1 month before Jerry match. And I was thinking it's okay. It's just I'm going to do very hard trainings, very like big weight, and it's okay because always sometimes, guys.
Nothing's
But
ever 100%. You always
yeah,
have
yeah.
something.
But I remember when I was in the preparation to arts and match, I like hear some click or something like this. But this okay. I was trained after. I trained after. I didn't stop. And after that, I see something on my elbow, like it was red. Firstly, and I would think, okay, looks not so cool. And next day after that, it was even more red. And I would think, shit, no, not good, not good, no time for this shit. I was taking some painkiller, thinking, I was thinking, what is this exactly? And when something happened and it's not time for that, you're always trying to ignore, or you like, it maybe not something too serious. You think it maybe not
You're
too
trying to come
much.
up with some idea about how, oh, it'll be
Yeah,
okay. I could
yeah.
go anyways. Uh-huh.
Exactly, exactly. And in a couple days after, I see that actually it makes not so good with straighten elbow and with back pressure and even pronator. Like everything was not going to be better. Like it's not like I already waited a couple days, 3 days, and don't do did too much, and it was already ready before the match, unfortunately. But I decided it will be, not so cool to go if you see it's even honestly, if it will be like minus 10%, I can go. If you, I know that, for example, because you're not always in the best shape, like really, really best shape, but you can manage, you can do something else. But it was not give me too much because pronator not going well and sides not going well, and I see that like to go even to the hook, which will be not the best option, but also it was not going well, and that's why I need to postpone the match. And after that, I go to the doctor, and he like check everything. He said it's not like absolutely collapse. It's not like absolutely go tendon not go in break. It's partly, but not all.
Okay.
And he said that the problem was sometime before. It was some inflammation process, which I don't remember. Like he explained that small injury was before, and he actually tells me when exactly before. And I understand that it was even before Jerry match. And after that, I understand that ignoring that was not best idea. But
Uh-huh.
before that, I was don't know what exactly happened. So that's the story, guys. And the moral of this that we need to listen of our body.
Yes.
And also to prevent, he says me that time by time is good to go to some therapy. Not when you have already some injuries, but also go to prevent, like
Yes.
once in a month or two in a month, do something to check that you are very well. Because sometimes in hard training process, you don't feel it's pain of like usual training, or it's pain of small injuries, which small injuries can plus by plus and make bigger injuries. So that's the story.
So the lessons: listen to your body, and if you have some pain, maybe go to the doctor instead of just pushing through. You heard it from Alex
Oh yeah.
Kurdecha. All right. So you are recovering. How long do you think until you're back to your best shape? Or
So to
not your best
be
shape, but your injury will be healed.
So to just back from this moment, I actually a couple of days ago was on the therapist, and he recommends like do what we do in like at least 3 weeks more from this moment. And after that, if everything will be well, from that moment, I will be like train almost normally, maybe even normally. I'm so optimistic about that, but because I already asking him when I can do something more. He's like, calm down, everything will be okay. Now you need to be patient, and after you will be do everything you want. But now you need to be patient. And I'm trying to listen, Doc, and don't push as much as I want on the trainings because it's now recovering more. It's not like some like trainings. But he said that's like 3 weeks, and this will be the point where I can stop or stop step by step normal trainings to come back to normal exercise with everything I want.
So maybe early next year before you take your next match.
I think if, for example, if I will be in the moment when I can train normally, it will be can couple months, 2 months, 3 months, and I will be ready
All right.
to do something. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So this little segment called overrated, underrated. I'm going to ask you something, and you have to say if it's overrated, like people think too much of it, or people don't think about it enough. Okay.
I will try to do my best.
All right. So steroids. Are steroids overrated or underrated?
In arm wrestling, for sure, it not works like in every other sports because our main weapon is tendons, joints, and tendons, and it's easy to check. Like you can ask a lot of guys, and you hear that you need time to build muscles. It helps. Like it's open information. Everybody knows that it can help you to build muscles. But to be strong with joints, you need to work, and to be patient. So if you will take somebody from the street and give him everything we have for today, I don't believe that it makes him champion. But if you find somebody who really talented and already have like strong joints and can be progressed by heavy trainings, that guy has potential and he can beat somebody who like will take everything and looks like big bodybuilder, but talented guy with a good trainings process will win that guy.
You are now like the fourth guy to say that they're overrated. I've not heard a single person say like, "Oh yeah, steroids are so important." Every single time I've heard they're not that important. The next one though, genetics.
Oh,
You are
honestly, I
like a
think that
genetic
genetics
phenom.
is important
Yes.
because it's give you a lot of benefits. Discipline and hard trainings, very important. But if you already have like very good genetics, you will be progressed faster than others. With good training process, with good coach, with if you will do right things, but you're already have talented for this. You have good genetics. What we say before, for example, we have a good tendons, strong joints. It means that you will be progressed faster. It means that you have benefits in power sports. Yeah. And I believe that, yeah, genetics is important. I believe that genetics actually give you something on the start, but for sure, it means not everything. You still need to work hard. You still need to work smart. You still need to be disciplined because you will be pulled with the guys who also have a good genetics. So to beat the guys with the good genetics, if you are also have good genetics, you still need to be very good in the trainings. You need to be smart. You need to understand the meaning of this exercise, what actually they give to you, and you need to be disciplined for sure.
So like the saying, like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah, something like this. But if somebody tells me that hard work beats talent, with hard work, I will not agree. Talent with hard work and with smart work will beat everything and will beat guy who don't talent but work very, very hard. I
Now,
believe in
I
this.
have another question. Would you rather have a guy that has average genetics but takes all the steroids against the guy who is natural but takes no steroids, but has great genetics?
For sure, genetics, for sure.
Uh-huh. I completely agree because I've seen things like, I mean, like for example, I met Georgi Svetkov. Georgi Svetkov claims to be natural. I won't get into the argument of whether he is or not, but you feel that guy's hand, and this area right here on it is huge. You can't get that from steroids. You just have to be gifted that. And when I saw that from him, I was like, and he was saying the first time he ever arm wrestled, he beat everyone at his club. He just showed up and beat everybody. So he's just one of those guys where, whether he's on steroids or not, I'm not going to make any predictions, but he certainly is very, very, very gifted for just, he works very hard and then he's also very genetically talented. Um, so you can't take that away from him, even if someone were to think he's on steroids. But I think he's a clear showing of like how important genetics can be. He showed up, was instantly very good, worked very hard, and has gotten to a very high level. So hand size. I mean, you have
Yeah.
one of the biggest hands I saw at East vs West 12.
Maybe not the like I don't can say that it's so big, but not so small for sure. And what I want to add that in our club there is a lot of guys who are very like I can say genetically talented, and they do by tandems. They lift weights by static position and move of the body, not only the muscles, but they are so connected. They are so well rounded, and they feel where to keep the angle, how to move right, how to move properly. And they, for example, maybe not so powerful by muscles, but they are so strong in the joints, and they are so connected, and they can beat bigger guys. And
Uh-huh.
it looks strange for somebody who don't understand how it can be, how it can be possible that this small guy beat this much more bigger guy. But what's like I said, genetics is important actually.
Yeah. All right. And then hand size.
Oh, for sure. Hand size, give you so big benefits on the start position because your opponent cannot grab you or like you can grab your opponent. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And if you have big hand and you know how to use your big hand, so you can go in some position which, for example, makes for you easily to beat your opponent, then your opponent needs to be so stronger to beat you because like you have bigger hand. But it's not everything. But if the power level is almost equal and you have bigger hand, you will beat the guy who have like not this position because positionally you will be better. But still, we have in our wrestling so many tricks. So we have so many tricks in the setup position, in the pull, and if you know how to avoid strengths of your opponent, it's also so you need to be also smart.
All right. Um, this will be the last one for this segment, the modern era of arm wrestlers. So you know how people say like, arm wrestlers from before are not as good as the ones today. Do you think that that's true, or do you think that they were just as good?
You know, when I was watching before the matches with some guys like Cliff Dean, Richard Lapkis, or with some very powerful guys from the before old school, yeah. Uh, I was thinking that we don't have something like these guys in nowadays because Cliff Dean was one of the biggest, yeah,
Yeah.
one of the biggest for sure. And I was thinking about, but if we will take our sport, like a sport of nowadays is already developed. It's still developing, but now we have some science in the sport. We have some understanding why these movements work, and this is information thanks to internet, to YouTube, are open for everyone. Everyone can watch how to train and the explanation why you need to train like that, what it gives to you. So now it's more developed by understanding of the arm wrestling deeply inside like a sport. And now even don't compare the pure power in some exercise. Like if we take generally sport, you need to be stronger nowadays than before. So before you have one move, you're very good on that. It can be enough. Nowadays, even you have one strong move, it can be not enough. You need to know how to defend. You need to how to avoid strengths of your opponent. And generally, I believe that if you see, we have like some challenges, like Devon leaf challenges, Levan leaf challenges, and in these challenges now the base I believe bigger than before. So short answer: now arm wrestlers are stronger in the lifts, and now arm wrestlers understands better how to use strengths on the table. So generally, stronger arm wrestlers, maybe not so biggest arm wrestlers how it was before, but generally stronger, and they understand more how to use the strengths. So they are smartly stronger.
So arm wrestlers today are better than arm wrestlers back then, is what you're saying.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. If you could make any match happen using any athlete from any time period, which match would you make? And you can make a few.
For sure, I remember when I was poor in the past, and it was my own, one of the firstly matches. I remember I was standing in the middle between Dennis, when Dennis was really in his best shape, and Levan, which was starting build his legacy in that day. And for sure, I want in the day for sure I want that match happened, and I was thinking how it can be because Dennis was like king of the previous era, and Levan in that day, he was. We don't know how strong he is in that day. We was thinking maybe Levan was one athlete, second athlete, because Dennis was already well known, and Levan only start.
Uh-huh.
So that match for sure. If I think about like the best shape, and if I can put Devon in some preparation camp where he will be add 10 kilos to his maximum because I believe that he can. When we was speaking, he was saying that I cannot be bigger. I believe he can be bigger and stronger than his strongest version, which was on the last match with Levan in the Istanbul. Uh, and I want that version of Devon versus a couple of arm wrestlers one by one. And I'm interested because he really endurable. He's extremely endurable. And I think, for example, if we take some very strong guys and they will be pull, king of the table, usually
Uh-huh.
on the exercise, it's when you stand and guys try to beat you. And the strongest stay on the table. And I want to, if it's like just for fun, watch this process. If we will pull like half of the day, I believe that Devon will be staying on the table.
I
I
remember
believe,
that there was that practice video with you and him at his house where you were
yeah.
like beating him up left-handed, and then he just slowly started getting you. And then there was this one where you're like, shit, dude, like I can't beat him anymore. And you were like, and you had said every time you went against him, he felt just as strong as the first time.
For sure. Like he's so talented by endurance and he is so understand arm wrestling, I believe, like so perfectly like nobody else. He understand exactly how to win, how to go versus you, and the importance of the exercise to improve his movement, which is very brilliant movement. And he know how to use it perfectly. He knows how to use it perfectly, and that's why he sometimes do some magic on the table, and it's absolutely not enough to beat Devon to be stronger than him. And also, it's so fun if I say if we have him and a couple of very strong guys, and I say we will play king of the table. And for example, the strongest will be in the first round, will be on the table. Second round, maybe he will stay, or maybe he will change, and somebody will be more exhausted. And we will take maybe even 10 strongest arm wrestlers. And they will do like, round by round. In the end, in 1 hour or 2 hours, the king of the table will be Devon. So that's
Well, it would
why.
probably be Levon, but if it was just Devon.
But if we also have Levan and maybe some strongest guy, so yeah, Levan will beat everyone first round because king of the table. It
Uh-huh.
means that he beats first athlete, second, and
Yeah, yeah.
10 athletes. Second round maybe, 3 rounds maybe, 4 rounds. We all are guys who become exhausted. And if somebody will beat him, he will take his place and stay there. And this guy should be very endurable, and that's why I believe that it can be done.
So if you had the 10 best arm wrestlers king of the table for 5 hours, Devon would be the
Yeah,
last guy on the table.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That would be an awesome East versus West event, by the way. Let Engen
This was
know.
our idea. I remember it was discussed because we play King of the Table on the practice, and we was thinking if we have like these guys like dream team, yeah, everyone, and including Devon, including some very strong guys. It will be
Yeah.
very fun.
The
Yeah,
way you would need to do that is who spends the most time as the king, not who is there at the end. Because then what Levan would do is he would lay down every single round until 5 hours are over, and then at the end he'd pin the winner. So you would need to see who has the most control over a certain amount of time. But yeah, that would
yeah,
be very
yeah.
interesting.
Yes, yes.
All right. So this is a new question I'm asking all the athletes, and maybe we'll do like a compilation video one day of all of their answers. Why do you love arm wrestling?
Why people or why me?
Why do you love arm wrestling?
Oh, it's like if somebody asks you why you love your wife, yeah, or you love your mother. So it's already inside me. This love inside my blood. At the beginning, like if you asked me a few years ago, I will be telling you about spirit of the sport, about how you challenge yourself and you prepare yourself to your hardness and check your limits, and after broke your limits and go through and make best version of yourself. But now I believe that this hard work on yourself and these competitions, it's like a journey. It's a beautiful journey, and the way is more than the goal. It's give you real happiness when you do what you love, when you love the process of trainings, when you love even pain in the elbows in your muscles, and you love the people who have the same values like you spend the time with people who understand you and you understand those people, so you are in a beautiful community. And it's a perfect when you do your best and you improve all the time, and you do it in a way which, for example, you can compare maybe why arm wrestling not other sports, but you need to try it. The answer inside hand, because like you or grab the hand, but after you fight by your heart and by your brain and by your soul, and you know this love, it's like love the hardness. You love the hard way. You don't want to find the easy way. You don't want just to take a lottery. You want to improve yourself really, and you accept all of things which arm wrestling have. So you accept pain, you accept discipline, you accept long time process of trainings. You don't want to grab the gold exactly now. You have patience inside you, and the beautiful community. The beautiful community um, makes easy to love this sport.
You know what's interesting? When I ask people that question, they don't tell me about going to the gym or competing in a match or doing the exercises. They tell me things that are like much bigger than that. They're like, it's about like the community, the brotherhood, challenging myself. They don't ever talk about, oh, I like lifting heavy weights or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's much more like almost spiritual, right? It's like it's in like your
Exactly.
blood and you have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like something which you need to try to understand why exactly. Why exactly? It's not when you challenge only your body or something. It's something like you challenge your spirit. And it's something where when you like lose, you actually become better after, because you don't lose, you just take a lesson, and lesson, it's the answer how to be better. So you ask yourself how to be better, and you take a lesson, and the lesson shows you how to be better, and you challenge yourself all the time you challenge yourself, and you enjoying the emotions with other guys. So it's so perfect when you can like join the emotions with other guys, and you train and you move forward and you think, I don't know, it's possible or not. And after that, somebody tells you it's impossible, but you show that it's possible. You can go through, and it's a magic process. It's something unbelievable.
All right. So I don't know if you've ever seen one of my interviews, but I start with the nice questions, and then as the time goes on, I start asking more difficult questions.
For
So this
sure.
is the first of my more difficult questions. do you think that you're the best arm wrestler in Poland? And I bring this up because I talked to Kamil yesterday, and he said not even close. He would destroy you.
Kamil is a very nice guy. What I like in Kamil that he always speak bravely. Like I want like everyone to put some like big goals. If we compare results, it's not we need to talk too much because Camille it's more like not have some big history in the sport, and he have a very good potential, and he already have some good results, but also he have some winning and losing position, yeah. And in Poland, even when he was starting, say that he's the strongest, he was losing also to some guys. Like, it's a sport. Today you lose or tomorrow you win. But to say that you are strongest, that's firstly, you believe that you are strongest. And this is absolutely right. You need to believe that you are strongest. It's like your confidence. But also is the facts which confirm that you are the strongest. Yeah. The facts, it's your real results. Kamil, by first, for sure, that he's very confident. He was saying that he will beat Vitaly. After that, after the match of Vitaly, he says, "I almost beat him." With Morozov, he say, "Hey Morozov, I will beat you." After that, he say, "I almost beat you." Sometimes happens like this. His confidence are pretty well. Sometimes he lose, sometimes he won't. But like generally, we have rankings, and he knows where he's by rankings. And also in Poland, inside Poland, we have a couple of guys like Kacper Szynica was won with Kamil when Kamil already was won with Devon or somebody. Like he was in the process, and Kacper was able to won with him on some tournament inside the Poland. It was not something big, but still,
I've seen that video.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I like him by his confidence.
Yeah. And
But it should be near to results. But confidence it's a great thing because not everyone can say I could beat this guy or that guy. Somebody wants to check firstly, and after that. But it's cool when you believe so strongly in yourself, and you can say I beat everyone. This is actually mindset of the champion. So he has this good mindset, and he needs just to work a little bit more on the results, and it will be perfect.
yeah.
But
So
short answer: did he strongest in the Poland? Not really.
yeah, and just to be clear, I don't want to put words in his mouth. He did say that he acknowledged by results that you deserve to be the best, but he said that he believes he could beat you, which is different. I don't want to put words in his mouth saying that he said, that you don't deserve it or whatever. He did say though that your ranking is a little bit inflated. That he thinks he had said to me, he goes, he only beat Georgi Svetkov and he's instantly in the top five. And I told him, I go, even if you think Georgi was sick or whatever, you did beat him and you take his ranking above him because you were better that day. So even if like I think even you might agree that your ranking might be higher than you deserve right now, but you did beat Georgi and we got to go by the results on the day.
It's also, for example, we have results of the day of today, but all of us have some history, yeah, and it means which athlete you already beat in the past, yeah, and if we take some period before, I was beat some guys which Kamil didn't beat yet. Yeah. So I believe that best way to compare it's compare by results. But I like that he's so confident. It's truly cool, and it's some plus. I believe it's cool when guys make a big challenges. So he do some big challenges for him. Sometimes it's won, sometimes it's lose, but it's still cool that he do it.
Quick prediction: how do you think you and him left-handed would go?
The same like Morozov on the right. So with me on the left, it will be the same.
Okay, so you would just have too much inside strength and he wouldn't be able to get through you.
I believe yes. I believe yes because
Because I know if I
on the
asked him,
left,
he would say he would flash pin you 4 times. That's what he would say.
but he says the same about Vitaly. He says the same about Artem. It's
Uh-huh.
nothing new. Nothing new.
All right. What are your goal? Actually, I'll skip that question. Do you think Georgi was very diminished in your match against him based on what you felt?
I believe that always something which don't gives you to possibly feel that you're ready for 100%. It's already takes something from you. So I believe that Georgi very brave guy and a real warrior because he was not postponed or canceled the match even on that situation. The reality,
Yeah.
I know that he was not feel perfect because even its leg, like somebody says, you will pull by arm, not leg. But come on, guys, you need to walk normally. You need to feel that you are ready normally. That nothing makes some troubles for you. And for sure, it's not good to pull when your opponent is not in best shape. Yeah. But I believe that in the future we will pull again. How much percentage he was like compared to his best? Have no idea because I was watching the match with Kalina and Georgi was cool, absolutely great, absolutely big before. I was thinking, oh, he looks so prepared. And after that, it was match which was not like flash pin, it was some pull.
Yeah.
Sergey also a very great guy. He understands how to make a trouble for his opponent. But if we take the size of the guys, Georgie was much more bigger, and the size of his hand. And sometimes you predict how it can be, and you think, okay, this guy now much more bigger, maybe it will be much more easier. You see, not so big difference like you think it can be before. So I don't know. I don't know. I know that there is for sure big difference, but I don't know how much exactly difference in percentage. It's so best of all to ask Georgie how was the difference. But I know that difference was big. Yeah.
All right. I did speak with him, and he said he was very, very, very out of shape, but you also beat him very easily. So it's kind of impossible to know what would have happened. But might be a match we should probably see again, right?
This is the reality of the sport. You can be in the best shape 1 week ago. After that, you get sick, you get COVID, or you, for example, have some problems with the leg or something else. It's part of the reality. It's part of the sport, and you go and you pull. And sometimes it's even more interesting to still be able to pull very hard and pull effectively, even you are not in the best shape ever.
All right. So my next question, you already sort of answered this, but maybe I'll go a little more specific. So what went wrong against Jerry? A lot of people thought that was going to be a close match or thought you were going to run him over. I know you had an injury in your right arm. Do you think that that was a difference maker, or do you think that Jerry was just very strong?
You know, uh, in the preparation for Jerry was one of the greatest. It was perfect, and I don't like to take anything from the winning of the Jerry. I believe he was very, very great that day. He was firstly very strong, but second, he was very, very fast. I believe that his speed and how fast he was from the goal to something else was even more important than the strength. He was very, very fast. And why it not works? Mm, to think it was something with this injury or something. Time will show me the answer. Now I know that it was not how it should be. Yeah, it was something, but how much it was in the day with match with Jerry, I don't know because uh, it's impossible to check now how it
Yeah.
was in the past. Yeah, but I believe Jerry was the better guy than they. I don't like to say something, something else. Like he was really great because we don't know. Maybe Jerry also was have some small troubles.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think he said he had an elbow issue too.
exactly,
So both of you
exactly.
guys were kind of beat up going into that one. So you never know.
Always, sometimes we have. This is a part of the sport. He was better guy that day, and he was fantastic. I really seriously saw in his eyes, and we will speak after. He was don't ready for that match go so easy for him, and it happens. It's lesson for me, like a lesson which I need to analyze and take and work on it, and I already do. And this was a brilliant, beautiful day for Jerry. He was do exactly what he needs to do that day to win in that way, like he did. So the key, if somebody asked me what was the key, I believe that he was really fast and very good on the setup position. And why I was not so good in setup position, I cannot say that I was not trying. No, guys, I was trying to do my best. I was switching, so changing something before, but everything was not absolutely working with the Jerry. He was just so fast and goes so. perfectly where he needs to go. So it was already like when I was just doing something, it was already like under the line of the bed, so it was end.
Yeah. That was one of those matches where like I bet you felt like you never even started because he like his press was just so fast. It's like you can't like everyone kind of has had a match in their life where they feel like they never even got engaged and like
Exactly.
the
Yes,
other guy was probably just stronger and that's probably why you feel like that. But like there's some matches where you're
exactly.
just like you feel like you didn't even start and they already beat you and you're just like, oh, okay, he got me, you know?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
happens.
yeah. It was like that, but I have three trying, so yeah, even more because I have some falls. I remember, so
He earned it.
nothing to take from Jerry. Jerry was greater, and he impressed everyone, and I believe himself also. He was really great because when I was prepared to Jerry, I was analyzing his matches with Gennady, with Georgi, and I see, okay, like I see something where I can do something, and we will see. Uh, and that day, I believe maybe it was even not that version of Jerry like previous, because I was also predict something else. But you see, the reality of arm wrestling show how it can be. Arm
Yeah.
wrestling can be unpredictable.
Hmm. All right. So they're about halfway through the interview and they're still watching. Does that mean that they should subscribe to my channel and hit the like button?
For sure, guys, subscribe, and let's make arm wrestling greater and greater.
Absolutely. All right. So this is a question I wrote mid-interview. One of the funniest matches that has ever happened was you versus Daniel Procopciuc. This is like just looking at the picture of it is one of the funniest things ever. I wanted to ask, were you kind of like maybe going a little soft on him, or was he just like incredibly strong? Because the fact that he even slowed you down was just when I saw that, I was just like, I couldn't believe it.
So he's incredible guy. I remember. I don't remember. Okay, it was maybe once I go into some friend of mine to Moldova. I was don't plan to start in competition, and I got information there is competition, and I think so. It's probably some small competition. I was not so in the preparation, so I was visiting my friend. Yeah, and I think, oh, maybe I will go. Maybe I will go
Just to
because
beat who
who can
beat,
be there?
these
Who
bums
can
that
be
are
there? Yeah.
there.
I remember I go and come on, it was so guys, so was so crazy. Daniel was very strong, but I believe it was also a couple of guys who was beating me that day. And I see, oh no, arm wrestling, you need to train if you want to go compete. You need to train hard, not like you do nothing and you just go because you are strong. No, it's not enough. I remember that day. Even it was not only me; it was a couple of guys who was very very strong, and they also don't get to some position expected for them. And I remember Daniel was fantastic. Yeah, he's strong, and you know, even I think he was better than me. One reason, only one reason why I won with him because I saw him and he's so not big. Yeah, he's not my size. I think, oh come on, I need to won because it
If
will
you
be it
lose,
will be the video which will be with me very long time. So it was extra motivation because he beats the guy which was stronger than me. He was beat the guy already that day, which was stronger than me. So I was just extra motivated because it will be the video which will
uh,
be with me by long, long period. And yeah, he's fantastically strong. He's fantastically strong. Yeah,
because that picture is just so funny because you're like a foot taller than him and literally actually double his weight. Like that is actually
for sure.
75 against
Even more than
150.
double.
It was like
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw that video, I was brand new to arm wrestling. And I was just thinking, I'm like, this guy's gonna get completely obliterated. And when I saw him even just get a momentary stop, I was like, wow, this sport is very you don't what
Yeah.
you see is not always what happens on the table when it comes to
Oh, for
like
sure.
like
For
what
sure.
how strong you think someone is. You can only know by seeing
And
them actually compete than just
this is
actually looking at them.
actually perfect example of the talent because I believe that yeah, then you improve, improve, improve. But I believe he also very talented. He very talented and he was hard worker on his preparation and train year by year by year. But it shows, for example, we will take some, maybe 300 kilos guy if we find like this, and then he will beat that guy.
Absolutely.
Even the guy will be doing everything because yeah, this is the magic of our sport, and for most of people, it's something not predictable. It
Yeah.
makes magic.
All right. So after Devon faced Levan, you did a little practice with him. Do you think you
Yeah.
could have beaten him that day?
The real answer is to be on the table and to check it. But what I can say, because there it was two matches, Devon versus Levan in Dubai and Devon versus Levan in Istanbul. Both days I was also on the event. And I remember we was comparing after. Of course, first match, Devon was injured, his right hand, and we was pull only left. Uh, Second time we was pull left and right, and I believe that it was phenomenal difference between version of Devon in the second match, Devon versus Levan. He was so unbelievably strong and exactly what I mentioned before, and I can say again, his wrist, his hand control was amazingly stronger. And I was already saying what can be work versus Devon. Even for example, if somebody strong, very very strong in the hand control, so you need to not go in the strong size. You need to find the weaker part and go in the weaker part and you can be all very very fast, yeah, or you can be what Levan did. It was very great. You can do press, so you can, if you cannot handle with the uh, hand control, you avoid that. And in the second, like I said, if you watch Levan and Devon second round, he was like goes very fastly here. In the end, the position it was a little bit like this, and goes not pure, but a little bit opened, and
Well, okay.
also engage little bit press, and also side. So it was very cool that Levan very smart, and he was finding that effective way to win. And if you ask me, mm, can I do this the same? Or, you know, I believe Devon was really number two, and he was very close to number one that day. And I believe Devon better. He was in the match with me that day. If we have 6 rounds, for me, Devon is a very special guy, and I believe he will win the day if I will pull with him. Even I was strong that day, but like I said, to win with Devon, you need to win with him, not in one position, but also not give him to go in his best position. And
Uh-huh.
I always accept something where you need to improve. Like I don't like to say, "Oh, I'm the best guy," I'm so cool and something. I prefer and I love the way, the journey when I need to improve, improve, improve. And if it says me, can I beat in one day? For sure, I said yes. But I'm not afraid of this time and this distance to improve and to be sure that, yeah, I'm in the right place. I'm actually the right guy. Because sometimes you won the match because you was lucky. Yeah. And someday you won the match because you are really better and you know why it happens and you understand I'm wrestling every day better and better. And if I want to beat Devon, it's for sure I want to beat him because I already in that place. Then it was like not only by option but generally I like going into this special room of legendary arm wrestling, and
Hmm.
I keep myself little bit not there. I'm like a stud. I'm like a student. I'm still learning and I'm improving, improving, improving. And I love to have this beautiful goal in my eyes. So I climb, I climb, I still listen, I'm still take lessons. Yeah, I'm improving every day. I can say that about me and this for sure. But I don't want to step already there. I don't want to put myself there. I'm still working.
Well, because you said that, the thumbnail is going to be you and Devon arm wrestling, and then the title's going to say, I can beat him. We'll see. We'll see. Um, all right. What is your most controversial arm wrestling opinion?
Controversial. Oh, you need to give me some examples because after 3 hours of trainings now, even maybe more,
Well, like maybe you have
I'm
some
seeing only positive. I'm seeing
well,
only
like
positive
maybe
in
you
Amir.
like maybe for an upcoming match, like maybe you think Jerry's going to beat Levan, or maybe I don't know, you have an unorthodox way of training, something like that.
Oh, come on. I really believe that Jerry have chances. You know, after
Okay.
my match, and I watches also that I know that Levan understands. Levan is a favorite, but I know how much he understands that he needs to be well prepared to that day,
If
because you
if
know
if
what.
Levan isn't ready for specifically Jerry and he just trains like it's any other match and does hand control and cupping and all this stuff, and he's not really training his center table, he will be in trouble. And
Because
if he gets to
even
here, it's a match.
example, we have Levan, and he even 20 or maybe 30% stronger than Jerry. Yeah. And always he was working more top. He also very good inside, yeah, but he was working more preferable in the top. And in the match with Gennady in some past years before, Gennady was able to use the move versus Levan, which was almost flop press. With mm,
And you can't forget
with
Hermes as well.
Hermes, it was almost the same. And now just imagine a situation which I was really tested by myself. If Jerry won with you, much more start. So you are stronger. You are very great. 30% stronger maybe. But Jerry already there. And you engaged your power not in the best position. It means that he still goes on your hand and you need to lift him. And he's not so small to lift him,
Yeah.
to lift Jerry. So I believe that need to be very good positionally, and it's hard to predict by watching other matches how exactly it will go. So it's first, and second, you need to be faster than Jerry, or you need to have some plan B. I believe that, yeah, I think that Levan will have also plan B. He understands the meaning that what can be if he just not want to start, but he's still favorite because he very very strong everywhere. And why? Because he understands that dangerous of the Jerry's style, and I believe he has too much to lose. He has too much to lose, and he actually have the time. He have the time, so that's why still Levan is favorite, but Jerry in this moment the most dangerous opponent.
It's very interesting. And, I think something that a lot of people are not really realizing is Levan may be very strong, but I don't think he's a quick guy. I would be very surprised if it says ready, go, and Levan is just all winning. I think Levan will lose center. Now, he may be able to say ready, go, and lose center and just drag him over 6 times. That's possible. But I think I would find it highly unlikely that like Jerry completely gets stopped in the center and dragged sideways. I don't think so. I would be
You know,
that would very,
everything can
very
happen.
seriously impress me.
Everything can happen. For example, imagine that Levan will be just jet lagged because he will be pulled on the next continent,
Uh-huh.
and maybe he will be a little bit sleepy, or something happened before the match. He will be a little bit tired, not tired physically, but by everything, and just lose that start and lose the start a little bit too much. So the match can be very interesting. Everyone knows how exactly Jerry will try to pull. Everyone knows what exactly he will be trying to do. But the question, who who will be faster, and did Levan will be ready exactly for that move? Because you know, mm, if I need to tell about me, that for sure I was not ready for that in the match with Jerry. Because I was thinking, even I will lose a little bit start or something there, I will go come back and something else. But no, it was not like that. And Jerry is very dangerous guy. Remember when he pulls with Gennady, and he was once one of the rounds, he was just flash pinned him and going not pure triceps, but it was maybe
Yes.
even a
Yeah,
hook
he,
and
he
press
kind of went
something.
into a hook and he sort of did a
Yeah,
supinated press. Yeah.
yeah,
And that was out of straps as well.
yeah. So, he's dangerous guy. Yeah, he's dangerous guy, and I believe the most dangerous for Levan because in the everyone else can be more comfortable for Levan. We will see. Maybe Jerry will be so comfortable for him, but I cannot say for sure. I'm really interested to watch that match, and can be much more interested that everyone thinking that still can be one-sided, still
Yeah.
can be, yeah, but can be unpredictable. We will see.
In my
I'm really,
opinion, I think it would be the most exciting match result ever if Jerry beat Levan. I think
for sure.
Devon beating Levan would be exciting, but a lot of people thought Devon would win. A lot of people thought he would lose. Everybody is writing Jerry off in this match, saying no chance, too strong, whatever. I think he has a better shot than people give him credit for, and I think it will be. I would be surprised if it's like a total shutdown. I think it will be close. I think there will be some back and forth. I do think Levan will win. He'll probably win 6-0, but there is a chance for things to get very interesting.
I also think that there is the chances. There is the chances, and you know, I'm so excited. I'm so excited how exactly it will be. How
Yeah,
exactly it will be, and if I can say I'm like at the beginning, I say that Levan is favorite, yeah, because he can be also uncomfortable for Jerry, and but maybe Jerry will be uncomfortable for Levan, and that's exactly there is so many if from both sides, so makes the match is interesting to
yeah.
predict also.
All right. So the next question, I ask all my guests this. This is where no more being humble. You have to call someone out, Alex. Who is the best arm wrestler that you are confident that you could beat
For today or like in 6 months of preparation?
in a few months when, like, after you're healthy from your injury and whatnot?
Oh, for sure, I will have a big plans for the left, and I don't can say that I cannot beat anyone by left. I really have big ambitions, and on the right also, I take this lose with Jerry like a big challenge to improve. Uh, Also, it was stylistically. So it's great when you see that you need to improve in something new for you. So it's not like already
Yeah.
you see, oh, I'm just not enough strong. It's also when you need to change something in your style and you understand the movements better. So rightly also, I have a big dream. I have a dream to be number one left and right.
I,
So
I
this is my
think
dream.
you and Vitaly are the two people who could actually do that right now, I think. And maybe Morozov too. But you're right up there on the left and right. I think you're maybe top five on both arms right now. Is that true?
Now, if we take because Devon now go under, he goes in 105. So I'm five right. If we don't take Devon, if with Devon I'm six on the right, on the left I'm number three.
Yeah.
Of course, it will be great if everyone will be pull left and right, but sometimes some injuries don't give you this possibility. I don't know if Levan will come back or not. Uh, we want him on the left hand. We want him on the left hand. We also want Devon on the left hand, but you know this is the reality that sometimes injuries also takes something from you and it's hard to come back. If you can come back, it's great, but sometimes you just need to be patient with this. And I understand, guys. But yeah, we have a beautiful moment in our lesson that we have so cool guys in left and right, and here we have so cool rankings, and we have so closely guys 1-to-1. So one day one can beat this one, and second day in a few months they can be opposites. So I'm really interested nowadays. And yeah, it's a champion's mindset, not only by the goals, not only by the confidence, but also by results. Yeah, I for sure want to be, it's my dream, first left and right.
All right. So now I have a follow-up question. Do you think you're the number one left hand in 5 months from now, let's say? You think you're not number one lefty on the world?
If you ask me 6 months, I want to be realistic and I know Artem level. I know what to add to me to go there. But I think I remember when I pulled with Vitaly in top eight. You can find this video somewhere in the internet. I know he have a big questions for both of us. Maybe I can be not so comfortable for him. Maybe he can think that Artem is more comfortable for him, and maybe really Artem will be more comfortable for Vitaly. Sometimes you have this guy, you have three guys, and this one can be comfortable with this one, but like this one can be not comfortable with this. So
Yeah.
styles also makes difference, but. mm I really believe that Vitali, one of the guy who has very big questions to position number one, and I don't know, I will be pulled in the 6 months with Artem or Vitali. I really believe that Artem or Vitali, if Levan will not come back, and yeah, I'm really realistically optimistic. Not just optimistic about my chances, but really know how it can be and really know what to do what to prepare to Artem and to know what to do to prepare with Vitaly. So yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So the last thing, any closing remarks, anything you want to say to the people?
Oh, I want to say thank you guys. Really, really thank you. Because it was so much support. When even, when you go and lose or when you go and won, and you're still on the game, and when you're a little bit out by the injuries or something, really thank you guys, everyone who was writing to me. Really thank you for your support and your understanding. And really thank you for your loving of arm wrestling. It's amazing when such a big number of people love the same what you're loving and build the great community, and it makes you even more happier, and you can share your happiness with other people. So it's great, and I really happy that our sport growing and bigger and bigger and bigger, and we know we can have so great number of events, and they are bigger and bigger, and arm wrestling go into the mainstream sport. So what we can ask more? It's magic and beautiful times for us. And thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who can help to build such a beautiful sport, which I love by all my heart, to which is called arm wrestling. Thank you.
All right. So last thing, they've made it to the end of the interview now. They're more than an hour of watching me and you talk. They should definitely subscribe, right? They have to.
For sure, guys, for sure. If you like to watch on us, why not to subscribe? I believe it will be more interesting things on this channel. I will do for sure. So subscribe and watch it and enjoy.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex Kurdecha.